Oh, hi. So my survival and existence is kind of predicated on the ability to make money, like income. It's been brought to my attention that this is a common occurrence, that there might be some people that relate to that. So I figured out like one thing that's going to make it a lot easier for me is if I can make some money here at my house, like remotely in the easiest way possible. I started thumbing through like Instagram, TikTok, things like this. I see these videos of like, oh, here's several ways to make money online without even having to do much. You know, like no resumes, work as much or as little as you want, whenever you want. Typically like low brain power exercises that aren't going to exhaust you. So I decided I'm going to try several of these ideas and then tell you guys, hey, what kind of like a report on what's real and what isn't. Let me show you kind of the first example of what I'm talking about. So the first recommendation I did some research into was Playlist Push. This one I don't think is going to be the answer for most people. What isn't explained in the video is that there are actually prerequisites to this one. Like before I signed up, I noticed it said you must have 1,000 real followers on an owned and managed playlist on Spotify. That's not something that I have already. That's not something that I think most of you have. There was like a TikTok creator sign up element to what they're doing as well, but I looked at that, there's a wait list. So once I saw that, I didn't dive much deeper. Let's cross Playlist Push off of our list. Next one I checked out, very similar advertising as far as how you're earning money. It's called Slice the Pie. It goes like this. Right off the bat, first thing I noticed, they ask a lot of personal questions, okay? Things like level of education, household income, which financial products you use, your race, religion, whether or not you have children. In some respects, I understand why this information would be important, at least initially in their algorithm directing songs to you. I'm just giving you my experience. It just felt like a little bit too much. It felt like, hey, what's it matter who I am? You're going to give me the song and I'm going to rate and review it. Again, I get them wanting like a little bit of a bio on each of us, but it felt like a little bit much. I went through with it anyway. I answered all the questions because honestly, in my case, it's all information that's public anyway. I've put this stuff out there freely on my YouTube channel, for example. And I actually did the exercise. I reviewed 2 different songs. The first song actually, interestingly, paid me 1 penny for the review. The second song paid me 9 cents for the review. So 2 songs, an average of a nickel each, and each song review probably took me 5 to 6 minutes since I was getting started doing this for the first time. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just a little naive, but like I actually wanted to legitimately do it. So on it, it says you have to listen to the first 90 seconds of the song before they allow you to start typing a review. I'm not going to review a song unless I listen to all of it. As somebody, I make music myself on this YouTube channel. I wouldn't want it reviewed by somebody that's listening to the first 90 seconds of the song, because oftentimes these songs are written in a way that's meant for you to listen to it all. Songs are only 3-4 minutes anyway, like that's not too much to ask in my opinion. So I sat there, I listened to the whole song, and then I reviewed it. Obviously not a great dollar per hour reward. This is not a great result. This is not something that's very realistic long term, but at least it worked. At least we got in there within minutes and were able to technically run a balance up. I don't have information on how you get paid out, if they pay out. Maybe it's a scam. Maybe I'm seeing 10 cents in my account right now that is completely fictional and fabricated. I don't know. Maybe I'll never see it. So I'm not promising you anything. I'm kind of letting you know how hard is it to at least get your foot in the door and get started doing the task. This video right here, the lady is pitching the concept that you can get paid to read books and write reviews. I ran into lots of issues here. Let's break them down one by one. I started actually from the bottom and worked my way up. Any subject going to this website right here rerouted me to something called Search IDs. Doesn't seem legit at all. I do not want to recommend you to even try doing this. The US reviews rerouted me to something wanting me to download a Chrome extension. I felt this was sketchy. I moved on immediately. After further evaluation, it appears she meant to put the usreview.com without the S, not plural. It is comedy to me that she's pitching book reviewing and has a typo, but I'm not going to be too mean about it because I had a typo in my last video myself. So anyway, online book clubs looks potentially legit, but even at the peak of what it claims to offer, I still think it's not worth it. I mean, $60 for a highest paid book review. That's the most they're going to give you. Would still take several hours to generate, minimum. And I'm a slow reader. Listen, it's not $20 an hour worthy, which kind of makes it not worth it to me. As I went about the rest of my day, I considered, okay, maybe it would be worth it if you're already a well-read individual. You know, my wife is an English teacher. She's on this social media, I think it is, called Goodreads, where people literally like write about the things they've been reading and give them like 1 to 5 stars and do a little book review for free. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe if you read a lot anyway, and you've already got a catalog, a long list of books you've already read, maybe you could pop in there and write reviews for books you done already read and really already wrote reviews for. If you're a Goodreads user, I did think that could potentially work. Maybe. Even still, the information that I was getting was that you're going to have to write your first book review for free, because then they're going to give you like a score. I think what they're basically going to probably do in the review process is see, did you BS it like one of my wife's high school students would? Did you plagiarize this? Like, how thorough is it? How good is it? If you end up with a good review score, that's how you can work your way up to the $60 review mark. I don't know how long it takes, but yeah, that's another negative. Even if you're well-read and you have a bunch of books already that you could potentially come in day one with the ability to write reviews for, it's still going to take a while you're going to have to do the free book review. Then I think it said your first one after that's going to be $5, and you're going to have to work your way up to earning $60 for a book review. WCWonline.com? What the hell is even that?
Daddy, chill.
I think she intended to list the .org for WCW Online, but I think this is for women. So I'm not going to put the time into the research of it, to be honest with you. I mean, I know these days I could pretend to be a woman and absolutely no one would question me, but I'm still not going to do it. Publishers Weekly. Apparently they're $25 per review, according to financebuzz.com, and ncwriters.org says that it requires a resume and a 200-word sample review to apply. Again, that $25, as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, that's even less than the $60, which I already said wasn't worth it. Again, maybe these things are worth it if you're doing a lot of reading anyway. Maybe you're retired. Maybe you're a retired person and you're going to read anyway. Might as well whip up a review at the end and get a little bit of side cash. Maybe.
It goes like this. Alright. The man them to be considered.
Alright, I looked at this one right here. Something Sheen Reviewer? I don't know how to say that. Sheen Reviewer. Listen, this is what happened. I looked up the website and I saw this. Danger. Definitely a scam. Don't try this yourself. There's no need. This is what happens when you do it. Okay, in all fairness, I tried again as I was editing the video and it did bring up something different the second time. It rerouted me to rewardsgiantusa.com, and I'm looking at this. I haven't tried it yet. You know, decide for yourself what you think. I think it's a little sketchy that I got the danger message the first time. I also looked at this right here, the YouTube moderator. I thought was interesting, given I've got some experience with YouTube. I've made a little bit of money off YouTube, so I thought, okay, how about another avenue for earning money through YouTube? I think the concept here, without really fully understanding, my guess is what's happening here is you're paid to be a YouTube moderator. You do things like clean up comment sections, discover bots, remove bots from the platform, clean up the live chats, things like that. I'm a little bit concerned about that long term, given AI definitely has the ability to do things like this, to detect certain flagrant keywords or curse words that people don't want in their comment sections. So I don't know how realistic it is to assume that humans are going to continue to be paid for executing this mission anyway. But, you know, I did look it up, and if you go to this website listed, it actually, nothing happens that you can do anything with. This actually takes you to a channel domain. I'm kind of jealous of this person because, I mean, I wonder how many people just looked this straight up and found this channel and maybe potentially subscribed for no reason. You know, free subscribers must be nice. Okay, once again, I tried it one more time, this time on Safari. It seems to be bringing up different stuff on Safari than it did Google Chrome, but it rerouted me to youtube.com/jobs when I typed in youtube.com/careers. I'm looking at this, I scrolled down, I hit view openings, and I mean, check this out. Bachelor's degree or equivalent, under like every single one. I mean, I scrolled all the way to the bottom. It seems to be every single one. Maybe not an issue for you, but I only have an associate's degree, so, you know, I hate when I see that. The last one we examined today maybe actually does have some potential to it. Something called remote task or something like that. This guy named Rodney was telling me about it on Instagram.
So wait, you can get paid $50 an hour just for drawing a box. Go to remotetask.com, learn easily, complete the tasks, and get paid on Thursdays. You're helping startups so you can do easy, medium, or advanced.
I actually had a buddy of mine working on this project with me today. He was able to, in a reasonable amount of time, set up an account and get on a wait list, it appears, to be approved for this. So I don't have much information on this other than to tell you that it seems kind of legit. We've got his information being reviewed so that we could potentially get into this. I will have to make a follow-up video on this. Plus, I've got several more videos set aside with some more similar ideas. Who knows? Maybe we'll run into similar bad luck and find that some of these are scammy type fake websites, not even real. But all it takes is one. So I'm going to try another round of this and I'll make a second video. Subscribe. Again, I'm obviously asking for your subscription all video. But that's some actual practical value to you for subscribing so that you don't miss follow-up videos on this. Also, maybe you know something that I obviously don't. Use the comment section below. Don't be selfish. Don't hoard information for yourself. Share it below. I would love to know. Listen, I'm like running out of Uncrustables and I've got to buy more. I'm hungry. So I've got to make some money. I hope this saved you some time if you find these side hustle videos and you get intrigued. Or maybe Slice the Pie did sound good to you. You could literally like fall asleep doing it. Wind down for the night, lay down, listen to a few songs, write a review or two as you fall asleep, and earn a few nickels, a few dimes, whatever. I will see you next time on... You already know.